Hello, how are you all? My name is Rachel Parish. You can call me Professor Parish, Rachel, Miss P, Miss Parish, whatever you like, but I am your instructor this semester, and this is English 109. Woo! So I am glad that you are watching this video. I want to explain the course, how this online class is going to work, and kind of tell you the setup of the class for this spring 2019 semester. So thank you for joining us and joining the class, and I hope that this course is very beneficial to you. We're going to kind of go over with this video what it's about, what you can expect, and I hope it's just a very helpful course overall. So if you have logged on to my SIC and you've gone down either to the My Classes link here, or you've come down to My Courses and selected your course from the list here, that has brought you to this home page. This is our English 109 online course. So as you can see, the title is up here. There is a picture of our textbook, although you might have a orange version of it, that's fine. And there's also a link here to our syllabus, which we will go over shortly. This video itself is going to be featured here in this spot right here as soon as I'm done recording this. So you'll be able to come back and watch this video whenever you need to. But English 109, so what this course does is it prepares you for college writing, specifically preparing you for English 121, English 122, the two main English courses that you will take in college. Now, you may be transferring to another college, you may be staying here at SIC and finishing up these courses, but whatever you choose to do, English 109 is a critical course that is required because it teaches you various skills in writing, grammar, mechanics that you're going to need not only for English 121 and 122, but other classes as well. So this class is mandatory, it's required, but it is a course that I feel is going to be very helpful for you down the road as students. And I'm glad that you've chosen to take this course with me this semester. I hope that we learn a lot and that the skills that I hope to incorporate and help you to improve upon can be used not only in English 121 and 122, but also in your other courses and out in the real world as well. Because chances are you're going to be doing some writing in your profession, whether it's being a nurse, whether it's being an engineer, whether it's being a mechanic, whether it's being a business major, whatever your career goal is, at some point you are going to have to interact with text and write. So I hope that the skills that we learn throughout this course help you to become better at learning and incorporating those techniques. I don't like to use the word mastering because English is a language that changes so frequently, and as much technology as we have at our disposal that changes constantly as well, I don't think my school of thought that I was taught as an English student is that there is no way to master a writing technique because it's constantly evolving and changing. But what we can do is to develop skills and to better ourselves in those writing skills that we are competent in so that we can go out and do our job and do a good performance with it and not have to worry about our writing being inadequate. All right, so starting off, I want to go ahead and bring up our syllabus and show you where that is located at. And then after we go over the syllabus, I'm going to show you around the website and you'll learn where everything to this course is. All right, so our syllabus is located right here. It's also located in the resources section, which we will go over later. But if I click on this link here, then it will download and pull up our English 109 syllabus. Wonderful. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit on here and kind of make this a little bit bigger so you can see. All right, so English 109. This is a 4 credit hour course. It is worth a little bit more credit than English 121 and 122, so it does go over quite an extensive amount of information. So that's important to note. This class does meet online from January 7th to May 10th of our spring semester. It does various forms of online lecture, video, and discussion. That's kind of how we incorporate each other throughout this course. And I won't read this verbatim, but you can go through here and see kind of our main objectives to this class that we're going to learn about different types of writing. And this is a prep for 121. So, and 122. So you're going to be going through narratives. We're going to look at argumentation, through compare and contrast, through cause and effect. It's going to be several different types of writings that we're going to go over and kind of prepare you for the college writing you're going to do after this class. As far as the course topics that we do in here, we go through the writing process, so about pre-writing, brainstorming. We go through paragraph basics. We talk about collaborative writing. We're going to be doing various forms of editing and peer review, meaning that other students will get a chance to read your work and comment on it in a constructive and fun way. I always think it's nice when students get to see each other's writings, because it's kind of a validation that you are a good writer. Because I really dislike when students say, "Oh, I'm a terrible writer, I'm not good at all." Yes, you have some quality as a writer. Whether or not you have honed in on that and tapped into what part of writing you're good at, that may be yet to be seen. But I can assure you that I have been teaching for quite a while. I've read so many student papers. There is quality and strength in your writing. The trick is to figure out what are you really good at and tap into that and expand upon it. And then whatever you're having trouble with or you're struggling with, figuring out what that is and working to correct it and make it better. That's kind of the whole point of an English class, is to make you a better writer, a better thinker, a more critical analyzer of text and of situations, because that technique of critical thinking is going to affect everything from college, from your career. It's just a mind expansion. And I always think that the English class is the best place to do that, because you get to be experimental here. You get to peer review, you work on your writing, you tweak it, you change it, you revise it. This is your chance to do that. So that's a lot of what we're going to focus on this semester in this class. We are going to look a little bit at research. We're not going to get too crazy into it because you still have 121, 122 to expand on all of that, but we are going to talk about it. And then we're going to do various comprehension skills, learning about different things, learning about different genres of writing. That's all going to be a big part of this class as well. Our textbook is the English Skills Textbook, 9th edition, which I have actually currently the 10th edition in my hand. And so depending on what the bookstore has, either the 9th or 10th edition will work. If the bookstore at SIC requires a 10th edition, please get that one, whatever the bookstore at SIC has on file. That may change this right here. And I'll put a little note to the side there about the 10th edition. Just check SIC's bookstore to double check. Alright, supplemental readings, I'm going to be handing those out. So there may be videos that we watch, there may be extra articles that I hand out. You will not have to pay for those. I will supply those to you, but just be aware that while we are doing the majority of our work in this textbook, we may also have supplemental materials as well. This class as a whole, I know everybody wants to know what the grading scale is. This class is out of 1,100 points. So for 15 of our 18 weeks here that we have English 109, you will have a discussion forum, and I'll talk about that in a bit, that are worth 20 points each. So a nice 300-point chunk of our class is devoted to this discussion forum. We will do reading responses towards the second half of the semester. So once we get past midterm, you'll learn about reading responses, and I'll go into those then. So you don't have to worry about those right now. The grammar reviews we will do throughout the semester. These will just be to see how we're doing on grammar, if there's any points that we need to strengthen or talk more about. We will have textbook activities from our textbook in the first half of the semester, so they will be here. Writing preps, we do have 4 writing assignments throughout the semester, which are cause and effect, compare and contrast, narrative, and argument. So writing preps will be kind of our preparation of what your topic for those writing assignments will be, what your outlines will be, and for each writing assignment we do, I will talk about the guidelines and what is expected of those assignments. We do have a midterm exam that will come around week 9 in this class. That's worth 50 points. We do a final reflection of what you've learned in the class, in week 17, and then your final exam will be worth 100 points at the very end of the semester. So as you can see, it's fairly spaced out. There are a lot of assignments, various types of assignments, and so I try to vary this because I'm not the type of professor that likes to hinge grades on 1 or 2 assignments. I know there are some classes out there that your exams count for everything, and so if you miss a lot on the exams, you're kind of in deep water. I'm not like that. I like to make a rounded class where every assignment is pertinent. Every assignment has importance and weight. There is no throwaway assignment where you're like, oh, I can just skip that this week and be fine. I want you to interact with all of the assignments because I think that they will help you and make you a better writer. So as you can see, everything is pretty balanced. So you can't just skip the discussion forum and be okay. You need to do that assignment. You need to do the grammar reviews. Obviously, I don't weight everything to where one thing is more valuable than the other. Every assignment is key and important to this class. On a grading scale, this can just show you if you get 990 points to 1100 points, you'll have an A in the class. If you get less than 659 points, you're failing. For you to go on to English 121 and 122, you need at least a C or higher in this class. So this will be helpful in helping you to keep track. And I am the type of professor that I like to keep grades up to date in real time. So it may take me a week to grade everything from the previous week, but I will keep your grades updated online so that you can see how you are doing. So you don't have to email me, be like, hey, what's my grade? You'll be able to see that online constantly, so you'll always be aware of what you're making. As a professor, I am a stickler about one thing in particular. I try to be very easygoing and understanding and work with you as much as I possibly can, but there is one aspect of class I am very rigid upon and am stuck to my tried and true old-fashioned roots, and that is deadlines. In the real world, for me this is the real world, in your career and profession, you are required to stick to deadlines. If you're late getting an assignment or a memo or an important piece of information in, it can cost you your job, or it can cost the job of someone else. So for that reason, I am very stringent upon attendance in this class. And I can log into this computer system and see when you have logged on. I can see how many times you've logged on to this class, but that's not what I mean by attendance. What I really mean is participation. You must complete online work on time for credit. You have an entire week to do these assignments each week. There are never more than 3 assignments per week. So because of that, I don't accept late work. The only exception will be if there is a medical emergency or a family emergency, something that is out of your control. And if that happens, as you can see here, then I will deal with that with you on an individual basis. However, if you just forget, or if you procrastinate and you're like, oh, I just waited till the last minute to do this, or you're like, oh, I had to work this weekend, you need to, as a college student, figure out what schedule works for you. When I was in college, I am a night owl, so I work best at night. So that's my schedule. I will do most of my work at night. However, for some people, that's not good for them. They need to work during the day or the afternoon or around dinner or early in the morning or on a Friday or a Sunday or a Monday. Whatever works for you, figure out your schedule and stick to it. But I do not accept late work. If you don't turn something in that week, my advice will be move on. Move on to the next thing, because what ends up happening a lot of times is students will request extensions, and then while they're working on the late assignment, they're not focusing on the current assignment, and then everything starts to snowball, and it's a domino effect, and it just becomes a huge hindrance and obstacle for that student moving forward. So I say, if you miss an assignment, you miss an assignment. Move on to this week and focus on what's due now, and your grade will at least not slide as much as it would be if you keep, spiraling things out of control. Technology issues, as you can see here, are not an excuse for late work. So I've had students in the past that were like, oh, my computer broke down Sunday night at 11 o'clock and the homework's due in an hour, and I'm sorry, but you have an entire week. You need to, as an online student, prepare a backup plan. I had to do that as an online student. I've taken many online classes throughout my college career. I've had to go to gas stations for Wi-Fi in the middle of the night. I've had to go to libraries when I was on vacation. I've had to find friends' computers, family computers, and backups. I've had to come out to the college. And those situations are not fun, but they're necessary. And I just ask you to have some kind of backup plan in place. If you need to use your phone to submit an assignment, that can be a backup plan. Obviously, with this being an online class, you do need to have internet access for it. If internet access is an issue, then you need to highly consider perhaps finding a secure library or campus point where you can always be guaranteed internet access. I know that when I was in college, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so my internet connection is not the best. So if I had to take a test or do something important, I would make plans to go to campus. It wasn't ideal, but I knew that's what I needed to do to take the test and do the best I could on it. So you do sometimes have to make those exceptions and try to figure out what will work for you. If you live in a town, your town probably has a library. If you need to use it, use it. But just keep that in mind. Procrastination is not your friend in this class. It just isn't. And I work to make sure that these assignments are not only available to you throughout the week, but I even go ahead and open up next week's assignments early. So if you want to work ahead, work ahead. I highly encourage that. Or at least I encourage you, don't procrastinate and wait until the last minute for these assignments. Because I am a stickler about due dates, and I'll be very blunt. If you're like, oh, can I get an extension? I'll say, nope, move on. Unless, like I said, it's something extremely urgent, and in that case, then I'll work with you one-on-one. Because I understand if it's beyond your control, that is one thing. But if it is something that's within your control, that's quite another. So just want to clear the air and make you all aware of that. All right? And obviously our attendance policies are listed. If you have any accessibility accommodations that you would like, there's an extension for that as well. We do use a system called Starfish. So if I notice that you've not been completing assignments on time, or if I notice that you're not showing up for class, you're not logging on, I will put a Starfish through. One of our counselors will probably call you and talk to you and say, hey, is everything okay? What's going on? And I know I will email you personally and say, hey, you didn't complete assignments this week. What's going on? Is everything okay? Because I do care about you and I want you to do well in this class. I want you to be successful. But I do hold my students to a high standard because you're in college and it's higher education. So I do want you to succeed, but I'm going to treat you all like adults, like professionals, and I'll treat you with respect, but I do expect, if we have something set in stone, that we keep to it. So just to keep you aware of that. My policy is that if you do not complete assignments for an entire week, which is not good, I will email you and let you know about that. If you don't complete assignments for 2 whole weeks, I will drop you. Because at that point, you've fallen quite behind in the class. So just be aware of that I do treat that very seriously. Moving on, there is our outline for the semester. I'll show you where all of these specific assignments are located at, but this will give you an idea each week of what we're doing. So there's all the reading that we're doing, there is the videos that we're watching, the discussion forums, everything for each week is listed. As you can see, spring break is week 10, March 11th through 17th. There will be no assignments that week. Woot woot. Everybody gets a break, and then we move on into the second half of the semester. And finals week will be May 6th to Friday, May 10th. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And there's some supplemental pages about SIC's mission, our accreditation, and if you're having trouble logging into your account, there are some guidelines there as well. Okay, so having said that, we're going to move on from the syllabus to this main page and kind of show you what everything looks like. So this is our home page. My instructor information is right here. There is, I'm actually going to edit this real quick. My office has changed now to room 132 in E building by admissions. My extension, all that is the same. If you ever need to get a hold of me, you can always call. Email is probably the best because I check my email quite a bit. I travel to our local high schools throughout the day some days, so even though my office hours are 8 to 4:30, I may or may not be in my office, but if you want to see me face to face, I am always available to schedule appointments. So you can always email and say, hey, can we set up a time on Tuesday at 3:30? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. And we can definitely do that. As for the rest of announcements, if we have any big announcements, I will post them there. The syllabus is right here. Our weekly assignments. Okay, so weekly assignments and assignments are basically the same page. I don't know why our online format includes 2 pages, but they're just in 2 different formats. So weekly assignments, you can scroll through each week and see what's due, but I would recommend going straight to the assignments because your assignments has the actual assignment shown there. So for example, in week 1, you have a discussion forum, and that's pretty much it, other than reading in our textbook and reading the syllabus and watching this video. So there is a discussion forum. It will open up on January 6th for you to see. Discussion forum posts are always due on Friday by 11:55 p.m. And then you will respond to at least 2 of your peers by Sunday at 11:55 p.m. And this is in lieu of us, since we're online, we can't see each other face to face. This is our way of discussing the week's assignments kind of to each other without having to Skype or talk face to face. So you can open up each week and see the assignments, and notice that week 2 will also open up on January 6th, so you could actually work ahead if you want and go ahead and work on week 2 if you want to do that. And like I said, there's our textbook assignments, things like that. Our discussion forum is listed down here. This first forum is just a community frequently asked questions section. So if you have a question about the class in general, or if you just have a question about anything really, you can post it right here. All you do is click add post. You can give it a subject line if you want, or you can just type out, hey, my name is Rachel, and my question is, and then just kind of list that. And then whenever you're done, you just click submit, and that's it. You can preview and see what it will look like. Oh, subject. So it does want you to add a subject. So it will show what it's going to look like, but I'm going to cancel it because I'm not actually going to ask the question. But you can post something here if you'd like. Our actual discussion forums are going to be down here, and once you click on it, it kind of gives you the rules, how the grade breaks down, and then how points are taken off of the discussion forum. And then what you will do this week is answer these brief questions about yourself, add a post, and just do it that way. All right. Now, if for some reason you can't get to your initial post by Friday night, I will let you keep posting Saturday or Sunday of that week. As you can see here, you can submit your initial post Saturday or Sunday, but I will take 5 points off because they are late. That's the only late assignment I'll accept, because I do want you to still do the discussion forum post. But all of your responses to your peers are due by Sunday of every week. Okay, so that's our discussion forum, and the rules are all in week 1, and then you can see there's kind of our other weeks that we'll have assignments due. Resources is a really important page. You can see that there are 2 sets here. One is called links and one is called documents. The documents are like our syllabus, tips for researching, different types of how to do research paper, how to create an outline, and they're organized by weeks. So each week that we have a handout are listed here. Our links are listed under here. So each time we have a video to watch, it will be listed in this link section. So each week that I create a new video, I will upload it to YouTube. It'll be a lecture video about our content and about our class for the week, and it will be found in this link section. So you can always go to resources and see in the link section that video for the week, and then the handout will be corresponding alongside it. So for example, week 1 you have the syllabus to read, and then you have this technique video to watch after you're done watching this video. And other than our handbook or textbook assignments, that's about it. Our grade book, when I click on it, it shows everybody in the class. I will be able to see all of your grades. You will only be able to see your own grade. But you will be able to view the full grade book and see how your grades break down for each assignment in the class. Okay? And like I said, I try to keep very up to date on this, so you should be able to log on and see your grades in real time. Attendance, you don't have to worry about that. I don't take attendance, although I do check to make sure you're logging on, that you're spending it. This system will actually tell me how long you spend on the website. So sometimes if a student's like, oh, I've been working so hard on this discussion forum, and I can log on and see, oh, well, you spent 5 minutes on here. So it allows me to keep up to date with you how long you're actually spending on the site doing the assignments. Email is a really important link. This will allow you to email anybody in the class. If you go towards the dark gray box, that's mine. It will let you email me if you have any questions. I would also recommend checking your Falcon Mail, because anything I send to you will go through there. And your Falcon Mail you can actually access through this link right here. If I right click on it and open it in a new tab, it will let you log in right here, and the login is the exact same login as you used to get on my SIC. So it's pretty handy. I would check it at least once a week, every other day if you get a chance, because I know that the college sends lots of emails out because there's lots of stuff to keep up with. And then finally, our course information is listed right here. And then if you need any help, there's support requests, a phone number you can call, on-campus assistance you can have. If you need tutoring, you can call the Success Center, and the link to that's right there, the extension. And then library resources we will be talking about in this class. So just keep that kind of in the back of your head for now. But if I want to go back to the main page, I will do this. So yeah, that's pretty much our class. I would suggest these first couple of days of class just going through, exploring the site. If you have any questions on how to navigate or access, definitely email me to let me know. I've kind of told you how to do the discussion forum. Next week I'll go over how to submit to the Dropbox if you've not done that for an online class before. But yeah, this class is a required course, so I understand that this isn't a course you just chose to take. You have to take it. So I want to make it as fun and resourceful and important as possible. I want to make it as helpful a class as it can be while not being a complete drag. I geek out about English stuff. I'm an English nerd, but I realize that not everybody else is. So I hope that this class is helpful. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that this textbook is something that you can really latch onto and use as a resource. And I'm just really excited to have you in this class this semester. I think it will be helpful, and I'm excited to see not only what you write, but what we talk about in the discussion forum, and to get to know you better. So if you have questions, as always, let me know. But if not, I will let you all explore this site this week. You have a discussion forum to do where you introduce yourself and kind of talk about yourself to the class. One more thing I am going to do is I will put it in the announcement section, but I'm going to do a questionnaire kind of survey where if you would like to, it's totally voluntary, you can submit a question anonymously to me, and throughout the semester I'll just answer that question. It can be about myself, it can be about the class, about SIC. I'll just answer those questions. I feel like I want to do it because throughout the discussion forum this week I get to know you, but oftentimes students don't really get to know their professors, so I want to give you all that chance to do so. So that will be in the announcements. Just keep a lookout for that. But otherwise, have a great first week of class. I hope that you had a great break, and let me know if you have any questions, but otherwise I will talk to you all next week. Have a great day and a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye.